Good morning, Conversation 2 students, and welcome back to Chungnam National University, the online virtual version. I am Professor Jeremy Sullivan. Some of you know me from previous classes, and some of you don't. So I'll start today by briefly introducing myself. This is my 12th year, not an easy word to say, 12th. We'll talk about pronunciation this semester. This is my 12th year here, so I'm a bit of a veteran, you might say. I am from Canada, and for any of you who know where Toronto is, I was born and raised not very far from there, but I've lived and traveled in various parts of Canada. I've been living in Korea for even longer than my 11 years of work here at Chungnam. I have lots of different hobbies, which I will introduce to you over the course of the semester as you share with me your personal experiences and your interests. I am married and I have 2 children. Since the coronavirus has disrupted our lives, I will be talking about that not just in terms of the effect on our lives, but also as announcements are made and policies are formed by the administration. For now, we are dealing with a new spike, so all of our classes have been converted to online format. So I will explain to you exactly what I need you to do and the steps you need to follow to get a good value out of the class and to complete your assignments and get a grade that you're satisfied with. One of my hobbies is gardening, which is a good hobby to have during the coronavirus pandemic, because gardening you can do 2 meters at least away from somebody else. Usually there's nobody around me for like 100 meters in any direction. So I like to grow stuff. And I've always enjoyed computer games, computer graphics, studying, reading. These are all hobbies that kind of are compatible with the coronavirus. Unfortunately for all of us, having 20 students and a teacher in a classroom is not one of those things. Neither is watching a movie with a lot of people, going to church, or going to clubs and bars. And I know all of you are disappointed that you can't do those things, but if we are careful and we eliminate the spread of the virus to the extent that there's almost no cases, then we will be able to do those things in limited amounts. Very early on in the coronavirus, a group of British scientists and medical experts predicted that the coronavirus would be coming in waves. So when there's an increase, you have to lock down, and when things get better and there's a decrease, you take advantage of it and you go outside and you do the things you want to do and socialize more. But you have to be careful, otherwise the new wave comes faster. So that's the way things are these days. And that I just like you have felt somewhat, I guess, depressed by being stuck in. This is normally just my the place where I have to go to do my work when I need to write papers or I need to do research or grading. So it's not necessarily my fun room. But I'm stuck in here all the time now. Even when I'm teaching, I don't get to go and meet my colleagues and meet my students very often, which it's not comfortable for me either. However, we need to make the most of this term. So for conversation, it's a challenge because it's much better to do it in person. You get a lot more cues from a person's body language and from being close to them than you do when you just talk over email or when you submit assignments that are written. So we'll do our best to accommodate that. The plan is to do several recorded lectures like this, which I will upload to my YouTube channel, which you can access very easily. And then every third lesson or so, we will have a Zoom meeting, and which will be a live lecture, which will be scheduled during your regular class time slot. So it depends on which Conversation 2 class you're in. There's a Monday class and there's 2 Tuesday classes, but when we do the live lecture, you will need to log on and connect to my Zoom meeting, which I will invite you to. And that week there will be no YouTube lecture, there will be no pre-recorded lecture, there will be a Zoom lecture instead. So we're going to do a combination of both. And this is because I did both last semester towards the end, and there was mixed opinions. Some students liked listening to me talk like this, and some students wanted the interaction, and most of the students said they liked both. So I decided, let's do both then, and we can get the best response from the students and the most interaction while still having the flexibility. So the way these pre-recorded lessons are going to work is there's 10 of them over the semester, and every week that there is a recorded lecture, like this week, you need to log on between Monday and Sunday. So the cyber lecture is open through the CNU portal, and you need to make sure that you log on anytime and do your 90 minutes and make sure the timer completes so that you get credit for it. And you have to do that once every week, unless there's a Zoom lecture or there's an exam midterm. Okay? So you need to keep on top of that. That's going to be the primary way I keep track of attendance, other than actually, joining the Zoom meeting, which will also count. But you'll have 10 lectures that you need to listen to and watch over the semester. So for us, Conversation 2, the first 3 weeks are going to be recorded. So this week and next week and the third week are going to be recorded like this, and you listen to me and you watch, and you do the homework that I ask you to do, and you visit my website and you look at the instructions that are there. The fourth week we will have a Zoom lecture, which will be it'll be the last week before Chuseok, the last week in September. We will, the fourth week in September, not the last week, because we kind of have a half week here. The fourth week of class, you will join the Zoom meeting with me, and we will get to know each other. And then Chuseok will be a recorded lecture again. I'm not going to skip classes because of Monday and Tuesday, because I'm allowing you to log in whenever you want. So there's no reason for us to skip classes because of a holiday, because you have the whole week to log in. So it doesn't really matter. Those days at the end of the semester will be free days for us for making up whatever, giving you extra time, or perhaps maybe sticking a Zoom meeting in there so that everybody's ready for the exam. It'll be an extra day. We won't necessarily need it unless we do, and then we'll use it. Otherwise, you'll just have the day off to study more before the exam. Okay? So I hope that's clear to you. Recorded lectures on YouTube. Go through the CNU portal, log in. Because there's a little bit of confusion in the first week, I know you're freshmen in the second semester, so you know how this works already, but some people are changing classes and stuff is going on. You're changing your timetable. You don't pay attention properly and you don't log in. So the first week, the first lesson, this one, you have actually until the 13th of September to get your credit. So this is open from September 1st to September 13th. So there's really no excuse. There's no reason why you shouldn't get credit for your 90 minutes of your first cyber lecture, because I'm giving you almost 2 weeks to get that credit. So no excuses are permitted. That's plenty long enough to get your credit for the cyber lecture. So I need you to pay attention to the website and the announcements on it. The link, if you go to the CNU portal, you follow the link, it takes you directly to my website, and we will have conversation to information there every week. When you email me, you must use your student ID because I have about 150 students and I need to keep track of when you sent me emails and who you are. And it's very simple for me to just search my email box 2019000489. I don't have to look up your name in Korean, or if you're from another country, a different language or a different type of name. I don't have to worry about that. I punch in the number. All your emails, the whole semester, all your assignments just pop up automatically. I can review, check, grade, respond, so much easier. So whenever you email me, even if it's a simple question, every single time, put your student number there. I'd like to know your real name too, but the student number is essential. I can't stress this enough. I'm not going to keep reminding you. If you keep emailing me and just saying, hey, professor, what's up, and not giving me anything, I'm just going to stop answering your emails. So put your student number in the subject line and then give your subject and then write your email, okay? And write a proper email. Say Professor Sullivan, write everything, and then say sincerely or best regards or whatever at the bottom. Sign off with your name. But in the subject line, put your student number. Thank you. I recommend watching the whole YouTube video and not emailing me and saying, I have a question. What about when do we have the Zoom lecture? Well, watch the YouTube video and I said that's when the Zoom lecture is. Look at the website. It'll say on the website, this week, week number 4, we have a Zoom lecture. Don't send emails asking questions where I've already said clearly the answer to that question in the video or it's announced on the website. You have to read and you have to listen. Otherwise, why are you taking the class, right? Pay attention, watch the whole video. I know it's tempting just to take a nap or make a sandwich or look out the window when you're watching your professor and he's just like a talking head in a box. I'm not in the classroom to say your name and say, wake up, So Young. I'm just randomly picking a name. If your name's So Young, I'm sorry. But if I can't yell your name and make sure you're paying attention, on Zoom I'll be able to look at you and see that you're not paying attention. But for the video lecture, you have to be an adult and you have to be a responsible student and you have to pay attention. Turn on the subtitles if you want, because the subtitles are machine generated, but they're usually pretty accurate. So you should be able to turn them on and you should be able to see what I say. And you can pause the video. I would say it's above 90% accurate. Occasionally, my Canadian accent comes through, or I flub my pronunciation, or the machine doesn't get it right. But it's pretty accurate for the most part, unless I make a mistake or it doesn't pick it up. But it's pretty effective. Okay, so essential. Log in through the CNU portal. Make sure you get credit for your 90 minutes every week. That's the starting point for the class, and we can add more things from there. Every week there's going to be an assignment, not this week, but the first 5 weeks we're going to do the chapters in this textbook. This is the textbook for the class, Takeaway English 3. We do the whole book, chapter by chapter. We got through the whole thing last semester, so we should this time too. There's 10 chapters and 10 topics. They're all different. I'll explain about some grammar or some sort of teaching point, and then I'll talk about the topic, and that's what the main content of each lecture is. Occasionally I'm going to add things of my own, supplementary material, things for you to watch to keep things interesting and to add to the content of the book. But this is your textbook right here. You need to order this and you need to have it. Occasionally I will ask you to do exercises in the book, and you might have to take a picture of it and send it to me by email or something like that. So that's how the class topic is organized. The content of the class really just follows the progression of the textbook. So we do 5 assignments based on the first 5 chapters. And after the midterm, those will be assignments that you email to me, and I will check them over and give you feedback, and that will help you prepare yourself for the midterm. And after that, I won't require you to do those assignments. There's only 5 of them. So to give you an idea, the syllabus does tell you what the percentages are for how you're being graded, but it has changed since I uploaded that in July. So let me just update you. For your participation and in attendance in the cyber lecture and the Zoom lectures, that will be worth 15% of your grade. The 5 assignments will be 15% as well, which means 3% each assignment. Your midterm exam, which will be done over Zoom, individual interviews, or I might invite 4 people at a time and you have to wait your turn, and we'll just rotate. We'll see what works best. But you'll do a Zoom interview with me based on the topics and questions that I give you during the first part of the semester. That midterm will be worth 20%. In the second half of the semester, I won't be giving you homework assignments. Instead, you will be asked to prepare a presentation, which will be a recorded video just like I'm doing right now. So you will have to choose a topic of your own choice, and then for 5 minutes you're supposed to talk to your camera, your phone, your camera, your computer. There were some really great presentations last semester. People tend to be less normal. They tend to be more robotic when they do it, but it's good for you because the world is changing, my friends, my students. Hopefully you'll become my friends too. This environment that I'm in right now, if you look, you can look on my YouTube channel and go way back to last semester and look at me in a suit standing in the Chungnam classroom with my old phone. It's kind of stuck between 2 books, recording me, and my voice is not loud enough and all kinds of things. By the way, I have a new microphone coming, but it hasn't arrived yet. It's supposed to come on Wednesday, tomorrow. So my voice should be even better when I have my wireless microphone, but I don't have it yet. So I'm kind of standing a little bit close to the screen because I'm trying to keep my volume up for you. But these are things that you learn, and after hours and hours and hours of recording, you start to get comfortable hanging out with your phone and talking to your camera or your computer or your webcam. And then you improve. And let's be honest, this might be the way presentations are done. They're not going to have necessarily 300 people in a room doing a conference. You might have to broadcast it to 300 people across the world instead of having an international conference in one building. That it might be difficult to do that sometimes, and it might be not just because of the coronavirus, but just because of efficiency and energy conservation, right? Like saving energy and being more efficient, and being able to reach more people. So I think this is a valuable skill. There is a difference between standing in front of a group of people and looking at them, and delivering a speech or a presentation or teaching in front of a camera. But both are important. So the one that we're doing this semester, unlike the last 11 years, is recording. A recorded presentation. That's worth 20% as well. The final exam interview, which may be on Zoom, may be in person. Last semester, the final exam was in person. And I think it's good to have both. So maybe we'll have the Zoom midterm and we'll see how things are going. I have no idea what it's going to be like in December. But ideally, I would like you to come and have your interview in my office. But we will decide what is best for everyone when we get there, okay? So that's how the course breaks down. 15% for attendance and participation, 15% for assignments, 20% for the midterm, 20% for presentations, and 30% for the exam. Right. My email address will be on the website. It is sullivanhbs@gmail.com. Remember, please, student name, student number, subject. Always student number. As I said, all cyber lectures, they will start on a Monday, except for today. It started today. But it'll start Monday and go to the Sunday, 1 week long. And then after that, you can't get credit. My office number is 436 in the in-moon day. Not that anybody's going to be coming to visit me. Probably you'll just be emailing me, or perhaps if you want to talk, we'll set up a time that we can talk over Zoom. Okay, that's the equivalent of office hours. If there's an emergency or something, you can contact the English department or me, but email is much preferable. I check my email multiple times a day, but please allow 24 hours. If you ask a question right before an assignment is due or right before we have a quiz or a test, don't expect to get an answer right away necessarily. You should allow at least 24 hours for me to get back to you. Just remember, just because we're not in the same classroom together and I'm not watching you, cheating, plagiarism, copying, using information or contacts or technology to get an advantage, to get a better grade is not allowed. It's called academic dishonesty. If you get caught, and you probably will, because it's not that easy to cheat in your second language. Professors are quite good at noticing when people are doing things that are abnormal, especially when it comes to where your eyes are looking or how you sound. There's a big difference between your writing style, your speaking style, and somebody else's, and you don't sound the same when you're reading as when you speak. So just please, the grading system is relaxed compared to usual. It's not as strict as normal, so you don't need to be as concerned about being punished, or being not being punished. You need to be concerned about being punished. You don't need to be concerned about hyper competition. Like, it's not going to be as competitive to get an A or a B as usual. So what you should do is get the most out of your course, do your best, and you will be rewarded. And it's not worth the risk. If you get caught, you get a bad grade and you get referred to, if it's serious, you get referred to, the academic council for academic discipline at Chungnam, and if it's serious, they decide to fail you in the class or expel you, and nobody wants that, especially you and I. So be honest, do your best, improve your skills, be responsible, and we will have a good semester. I'm really looking forward to there's 3 groups of conversation too. And for the recorded lectures, I will do the lectures combined, because why not? It's the same content. But of course, when we do Zoom, all of you will be separated into your 3 classes. I believe there's 22 students in each. So this should be interesting. It's going to be a busy classroom, a busy time on Zoom, but I think it should be a lot of fun. So make sure you log in, watch this video, get a sense of what we're supposed to do. And next week we get started. After we do 2 content lectures that are recorded, then we'll meet each other on Zoom. So I look forward to that, and enjoy the beautiful weather. I think finally the 50 some odd days of rain have passed, and the cooler fall weather is coming. So have a great day, and we will see each other again next week.